Hi, you guys. So today I am gonna go to Tonkadale, and I just saw that they got a certain cactus in that I've been wanting, and I actually have a gift card that I've been holding on to since Christmas, and I think it's time to use it on this cactus, and I'm super excited. Tonkadale is a beautiful greenhouse. I cannot wait to show you around. It's definitely a well-known greenhouse in the Twin Cities area. It's known for being just big and luscious, and there are awesome people that work there. So yeah, let's just go do a little quick tour, I think. Here we are at Tonkadale. Immediately when you walk in, it's this big area, and we went right to the left. In this area of Tonkadale, it's their cactus shop, and they have a lot of local pottery. So as you guys can see, there's a ton to look at here. So I'm not going to necessarily point out everything, but they, I think, had just gotten in a bunch of different varieties of cacti and succulents and things. I came here because they got booby cacti and spiral twisted cacti. That's literally why I came here. So this is the one that I picked out. It was one of the taller ones, but it's not as like perfectly symmetrical, but that's okay. Then they had these like variegated, like prickly pear ones. I don't really know. I don't know my cacti as well as I should. I'm not as much of a cacti girly, but yeah, they just got so many in. Had so many air plants. And honestly, I just love like the different pots and pottery that they get into. I really liked this cactus a lot. I kind of wanted it. And then they had, like I said, like booby cacti, which were kind of all over, but I didn't end up getting a booby cactus. I love Tonkadale because they'll have just some of the like tallest cacti. Like I've literally posted on my Instagram a picture standing next to one, and it's like as tall as me, if not taller. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's just fun when they get a bunch of different varieties, and they had these like little penis cactuses. That's not like what they labeled it as, but that's what they're definitely known as in the online plant community. I actually had one of these like my first few months of plant collecting, which was super fun. They were $50. I don't remember what I paid for mine way back when. They had some concrete planters. And then I found this orange terracotta pot that was $25 that I thought gave it a good cactus desert vibe. They had these really cute face pots. These smaller ones were like $25. And then they had some more like tall but skinny narrow ones, and I think those ones were like 30 if I remember. Yeah, 30. And they were really cool, but again, they actually have so many pots here at Tonkadale, and that can really rack up your bill when you check out. So now we are going back in the other direction from the entrance. So if we were to have gone right, and yeah, they just have so many different cute pots, different knickknacks. They do a lot of home decor items, which I think is really cool. And they really find unique ways to like display plants. They had these really cute earrings that I liked, and they were just like different types of leaves. Really liked these ones. They were really pretty. Yeah, just more pots. I loved these pots, the like tan sage green ones. But honestly, here at Tonkadale, they are a little bit more pricey for pots. So, which is fine, especially if it's like a local artist. But yeah, I always have to like limit myself on how many pots I get from here. And they kind of have them color coordinated, like organized by color, which I really like. And they just have so many unique ones. Like I truly think there's a pot for anybody's aesthetic. Oh my gosh, I loved these little prop jars. I actually regret not getting one. I should definitely go back and see if they still have them, but they were just so unique. Like, I just love them, especially if you put a dainty like flower in them or something. I seriously should have gotten some. Yeah, just more unique pots. And this is only like a third of the store, so stick with me. I know it's a lot of pots and decor right now. They have plant stands, and they have these like creamy terracotta pots that I get for a lot of my plants. I love them. This back corner is their sale corner. This is where I find a lot of like unique one-off items, maybe small pots that I would rather have for like way cheaper. They have this like little tackle box thing. Like, they just have a lot of unique little knickknacks. And then I found these saucers. I love it when I can find some discounted saucers of all kind, because honestly, I feel like you always need them. Especially these small ones, because like I propagate and my props need saucers. And then I found these like more medium size, like a 4 or 5 inch. So I got a couple of those, especially if they're in that creamy color. And then I knocked that over. Whoopsies. So now we're finally going to get into the plants, and this is a whole thing in itself. So we kind of wander towards the middle, towards the back, and this is the view from the main aisle. I went to the left, and this is kind of where we started. And you have these massive elephant ear alocasia plants. Like, I'm talking massive, like full, big. I love them. I literally was like, I should get one. They were $130, which isn't too bad. And they have different ficus varieties. And then I went down one of the aisles for Tradescantias. They have these beautiful white ones. I don't know anything about Tradescantias. I actually don't even own a single one. I really was debating getting one of these, but I didn't know how much these non-hanging baskets were. And I didn't want to bother people, so I just kind of didn't get one. But I love the color of these. Then they had some really big aglaonemas. Tonkadale has a lot of really, really big plants for like statement pieces, which is nice. Then we have a bunch of pothos. They kind of break things up by genus and species, which is really, really nice. So they had different syndapsis, different like heartleaf philodendrons, epipremnums, all of your kind of trailing leafy ones. And then boom, you got some ficus shiverianas. I love these. They were very reasonably priced, and you could see they had a ton of different types of the ficus. These are the ficus elasticas, or rubber tree. They had like the ruby, the tinicky, the burgundy. And then if you look to your left, there was a whole sea of Monstera varieties and different philodendrons like the Goldie Eye. And then we had some Marantas and some Anthuriums. I literally can't go through every single one that I saw because it would take me forever. I mean, they had so many that were just all packed in together. Different alocasia varieties. They had a stingray, which I thought was really nice. Those are fun. Massive bird's nest anthurium. More tall plants. More ferns. And guys, this is actually them having not as many options. Like, it's actually usually way more packed, and there are way more houseplants. Now we're towards the back, and this is where you're going to find a lot of veggies and herbs. I love how they have everything labeled, so you can just beeline it to whatever you would like to see. I am getting into like medicinal herbs and things like that, and I love when I can find it in a plant, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been thinking and like reading about that one. So I thought it was cool to see tarragon as like a plant. And then to the way, way back, we've got houseplants. And I ran into Hannah, who I love. And yeah, I can't even go through every single variety of houseplant that I saw back here. You've got like white princess philodendrons, more ficus shirianas. They had these massive philodendron goldie eyes, which by the way are also known as Thaumatophyllum sprucianums, but I just say goldie eye because that's the common name. Rhaphidophora cursiva. I mean, you guys, look at how packed all these plants are. You can see there's like alocasias packed back there. It is just full. And this isn't even like the fullest it's gotten. They have some Monstera dubias for $40. It's exciting to see some of these prices come down because I remember these same plants were like, you know, double, triple that. Honestly, even like a year ago. Some staghorn varieties. I mean, there's so much to look at and so much to take in. These ones, what did they call these? Golden violin. Yeah. I don't remember what the actual name of those are. I'm sure the tag had said it, but I didn't even read it. You can see they got big Ring of Fire pots back there. Those are usually pretty pricey, even to this day, for that size. And then they had some like smaller sizes. And then again, mixed in, you got like random syngoniums. Like they had one milk confetti. And right next to it, you can see there's actually a frosted heart syngonium, which by the way, that variety like hates me. And then Summer Glory, some pink princesses, like so many plants. Of course, Thai constellations. I like that they had like medium-sized Thai constellations. And they have these bigger ones for like $500. Not too bad. I mean, I think it's like an 8 or 12-inch pot still, but then a bunch of plants, overgrown. These are always fun. They always get a bunch of carnivorous varieties in, like a different kinds of nepenthes, which are the pitcher plants, Venus flytraps, which one of them was actually flowering, which was really fun to see. And then I don't know what they call these, like trumpets or something like that, but yeah, carnivorous plants are a whole thing. They have this pretty begonia, which I don't know the name of. And then we got over here, and I believe these are Monsteras siltipicana, like totem poles, but they were so tangled. You couldn't pay me enough to try and like untangle that mess. And then they had a whole sea of micans, which was crazy that those used to be hard to find. They had these large golden crocodile philodendrons for like $200. Honestly, they're so pretty. Oh, and then I liked they actually had these micans totem poles, and they weren't as messy as those siltipicanas were that we just saw. They were actually very nicely grown, and I feel like they were pretty healthy, and they're actually all like kind of overgrowing them. And then you look up, you guys, they had these hanging baskets that were just full of the Syndapsis trubii moonlight. Oh my god. And then this stunning black lipstick plant. I don't remember if it's like a pagoda something. I have never honestly wanted this plant until literally right now. Seeing it in a full trailing form. So crazy. And they actually had multiple of the black lipstick plant. I should honestly get one. And then they have different string of things, little baby starters. I'm pretty sure my first ever string of hearts, I had just purchased a couple starters from here, and then I potted them up together. It's an affordable option for sure. And then we have the aisle of peperomias. So you have the peperomia watermelon. And I mean, there were so many peperomias, so I'm not even going to list all of them, but just to give you like a little preview of them. And then you look up, you've got a bunch of Hoya baskets, which are kind of scattered all over. These were the Hoya, oh, are these Curii or Obovata? I don't know. Then they had hanging peperomia baskets, which were fun. I don't know if I've seen that before. Pilea peperomioides. Those are such a staple. And then they had these. These are the sensitive plants. So you can see when you touch them, the leaves fold up. And then we got some more Hoyas. I did not do a good job filming this section, so I apologize. But we had this beautiful hanging public calyx basket. These are definitely Hoya obavatas. And then over here, I believe these are Hoya fungii, however you want to say it. Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite Hoyas. Mine is literally blooming so much right now. These were beautiful. These were Hoya Crimson Princess hanging baskets. If I didn't already have one, I would get one because they're so pretty, trailing down and so full. And they had the Crimson Queen, which is really nice. Like, if you don't have one of these, getting a hanging basket is such a good idea. I love full Hoya baskets. These were some of the like Zebrina succulent cacti, but I found a Stapelia, which is what I'm focusing on here because I was stoked. And then just quickly, like, they had a bunch of these succulents, and honestly, so many of them were flowering, which was really cool to see. When I was in a succulent phase, I wasn't able to find them at places where they would be flowering like crazy. So it's actually really cool seeing them flower and seeing them all happy. String of pearls. You can see flowers everywhere. That was such a mixture of a pot. Even like some sedum was flowering. And then a bunch of aloe, like just so many. What I loved is that they had one of the blooming cacti. Oh my god, it was beautiful. Those flowers are so pretty. So here's my Stapelia. It was only $13, so I had to get it. Then they have some of these Codex plants, which I always think are really cool. I haven't really gotten into them much, but this one I loved a lot because the leaves look like ivy and it comes on this trellis. So can you just imagine it like vining all over a fence? I also love these variegated agave. And then we came over here and we saw some hanging Hoya compactas. And then I was actually really excited to see that they had some silver dollar vines. I had gotten my silver dollar vine basket from here back in like 2020. And I was always told that they grow slow so they don't get much in. But it looks like they have a lot right now, which was really exciting. So this is my Stapelia. I was excited because this is what they are, full grown, and they're expensive. So I was happy to find a $13 baby. They had some ponytail palms. And I love money trees. So I'm always excited to see places that have money trees that have these like big stumps for trunks. Like, I'm not a big fan of the braided bunny trees, honestly. I love these. They're way more natural looking and they're just so cool. Oh my god. And then they have so many rickrack cactus baskets. Like, look how full and crazy they are. Honestly, like, I am so tempted to get one and put it on my south balcony. Just, they're so stunning when they're just so full like that. And I kind of like that they had a bunch of them to choose from. And it wasn't like it was just like one. And then honestly, in the way back corner, this is where they had just some of their remaining orchids. There is a time of year where they do a lot of orchids and they're all blooming and they're crazy. But right now, I think everything is just kind of like hanging out. I don't know enough about orchids to say a ton, but I wish I knew more for sure. And then I had to make my way back to like the veggies in the middle of the greenhouse because I found these cute peppers. And then they had this kind of expensive, but definitely worth it, ficus tinnicky. I think it's expensive because it's literally already in a form of a tree and it was flowering and it's just stunning. Love it. So I got my goodies and we're going to make our way back to the front. And on our way, they just had some beautiful arrangements. They do a really good job with like flower arrangements. And they also had a lot of like tall fiddle leaf figs and tall bird of paradise. Now we're walking out to the main area and we're going to walk towards the cash registers. And see, they had a lot of like tropical arrangements, which I also really like. More bird of paradise. And then up front here is where they have a lot of supplies and they had a bunch of seeds, which is really fun. And then they have this really cute card holder. And this is where they'll keep plant care cards. And I think that's so cool. They have it alphabetized, and their graphic designer, I think, does a very good job of designing individual cards with their care for each type of plant. And then they also show you the soil types, which I like. All right, you guys, so that is it. Sometime I'm going to see if Dina wants to come along and we can do another more like reactional kind of tour together, and I can then give you guys maybe a better idea of sizes of things, whatnot. But yeah, that's Tonkadale. It was super fun to run into my friend Hannah. She is literally one of my favorite plant people ever. And I think, you know, honestly, this is kind of an off season, I feel like, for Tonkadale for houseplants, because they, as you can see, have so many herbs, gardening, like vegetables, more of that, the outdoor kind of plants, perennials, annuals, all that kind of stuff. They have a lot of that right now this time of year because it's summer in Minnesota and that's what people tend to do. But that's not to say that they still didn't have a great selection of rare plants and tons of plants. They literally got a shipment in today, and that's why I went during my lunchtime and I got the cactus that I wanted, which I'll show you in a sec. But yeah, Tonkadale is literally one of my OG favorite greenhouses in the Twin Cities. So I highly recommend you check them out if you're ever in the area, and I will show you what I got. So first I'm going to show you this cutie. This is a Stapelia grandiflora carry-on plant. Stapelia grandiflora. Why is that so hard for me to say? This is such a cutie. This one is one that I've actually been wanting for a while, but as you guys saw earlier in the video, they can be pricey, and I would have loved to have, you know, the hanging basket of it, but I wasn't really looking to spend that. So I'm actually really happy that they had a more affordable size, and this, just in my space, this will fit way better. If you guys don't know about Stapelias, they have really interesting flowers. If I can recall, I think these are the ones where the flowers smell really bad. I don't know. I'll have to fact check that, but I'll put a picture in. These have just really interesting, beautiful flowers. And Tonkadale, when they have had massive hanging baskets of these, if you time it right and you're there when one of them is blooming, literally just so pretty. I wonder if I have a photo from when I've been there, because I know I've definitely gone there and taken photos of like a bloom before. But yeah, this is just a really fun little cactus. Is it a cactus technically? I don't know. I don't know if it's a cactus or a succulent or what, but it's got the like body type of a cactus. But yeah, Stapelia grandiflora. I'll never remember that. I just know that they're Stapelias. And this one was about 13 bucks. So definitely affordable and kind of an easy one to just like pick up, you know? Now the one I went for is this cutie. This is a spiral cactus. I wonder if they have the actual name. Not much of a cactus girly anymore, but oh no, yeah. So they call it twisted cactus. It's Cereus peruvianus spiralis. So yeah, twisted cactus. They had so many to choose from. I was trying not to be OCD on like how tall it was and which ones are spiraling really well. This one is not so much symmetrical and like, you know, where it's like all uniform spirals. This one's a little more like funky wavy, which I kind of like. And it was one of the taller ones. You guys can see how tall this is. So I don't know, I think I paid, it was $80, I'm pretty sure. And for, you know, a little bit over a foot tall of a spiral cactus, I think that's a good deal, especially you have to keep in mind we're in Minnesota. I don't think we don't have access to a lot of cacti here. Shops have to go elsewhere for them. But yeah, so I was super excited because they posted on their story unboxing a bunch of cacti today, which is also one thing I really like about Tonkadale is that they actually will do these really fun unboxing videos and you can see the plants that come in. Ooh, I'm out of breath. So yeah, I saw that they got these in and the price, I was like, that's not too bad. It was literally like 70 or 80 bucks, one of the two. And then honestly, I don't recall if I even have like a good pot that would fit it. And I just love that like terracotta vibe with cacti. So I just got this nice terracotta pot. It was 25 bucks. I think that's reasonable for a nice big size terracotta pot. And it's, you know, more of a modern minimal vibe versus that usual terracotta shape. So yeah, the best part about all this is that I have been hoarding a gift card that I was gifted for Christmas, like back in December. So it made it a lot easier because as you guys can recall in my last video, I said I need to cut my spending, which I have. Now I haven't even, I don't think, besides that monkey tail cactus, I haven't purchased plants in like 3 weeks or so, something like that. So I am really cutting down my spending just for right now. And so it really helped to have a gift card that basically cut the cost in half. So total, oh, I also got like 4 saucers because in their discount sales section, they'll just have like miscellaneous saucers that are completely fine. So that's kind of how I'll get saucers, just for any pots that need it. So with 4 saucers, this pot, and this cactus and the Stapelia cactus, with my gift card, the total out of my pocket came to 65 bucks. So my gift card was 75 bucks. So if that kind of gives you any perspective, yeah, it made it a lot easier to be willing to just splurge and go get this wishlist plant of mine. So I am super happy, super worth it. So yeah, I am super happy. It was super worth it again for all of this and some saucers, 65 bucks. That is such a good deal. And this one is beefy. So just a little closer view. You guys can see it's more like wavy spirally. Definitely is like spirally, but yeah, I'm super excited. And now that it's summertime and we have a south facing patio, I have brought some cacti outside. So I think I'm actually going to put this one outside. because it wouldn't be too bad to clean it up at the end of the season. So yeah, I don't know. I really hope it grows really tall. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you have not yet, go ahead and subscribe because we're just doing plant stuff on the fly. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I love plant tours. Again, Minnesota, especially in the Twin Cities area, has a great selection of plant shops. So always happy to do more of those. And for sure, I'm gonna do another tour of Tonkadale, probably more in like the fall, winter, when they move all of their houseplants up to the front, because then it actually kind of changes. Like right now, it's their more outdoor gardening, that kind of stuff in the main front of the greenhouse. And then in the back is where they had the houseplants, but normally it's the opposite way around. It's all those houseplants filling the front. So like it's always like just so many plants. So yeah, I'll have to do another tour when things kind of flip-flop again when the season's over. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Love Tonkadale. Shout out to Hannah. Love you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.